Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, was directed by Irvin Kershner and is the sequel to the incredibly successful Star Wars film that was released back in 1977. And this basically tells the story of after the rebels are overpowered by the Empire on the planet known as the ice planet Hoth, Luke Skywalker and R2-D2 run into Master Yoda, apparently one of the most iconic Star Wars characters ever. And basically, Luke Skywalker begins to train with Yoda and stuff like that. And as Luke's friends accept shelter from a questionable ally as Darth Vader hunts them in a plan to capture Luke. I have to say, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, has to be one of those sequels, one of those rare sequels actually, that actually lives up to the original project. I loved everything about this movie. The cinematography looked amazing, just like the cinematography in the original Star Wars. The background in outer space looks immaculate and stuff like that, especially the ships. Like I said, there's some of the greatest ships in cinema history, and they still look convincing. And the special effects in these action sequences in this movie and the original Star Wars movies still hold up today. They're magnificent. There was a lot of great action sequences in this movie. That's one of the reasons why I really enjoyed this movie. It wasn't only the action sequences. It had engaging characters. Once again, Luke Skywalker returns and stuff like that. Princess Leia and Han, along with R2-D2, C-3PO, and let's not forget Master Yoda, which this is his first appearance in a Star Wars film, actually. And he really does bring justice to the Star Wars universe. And he's just one of the best characters in not only Star Wars, but cinema history itself. And let's not forget Chewbacca, too. All of these characters in Star Wars are just so iconic, and that's why people have come to love them and stuff like that. And once again, Darth Vader, who's played by David Prowse, once again does a fantastic job in this film. I also love Lando Calrissian, I think that's how you say his name, who was played by Billy Dee Williams. His character was actually kind of effective throughout certain scenes in the movie. He's not in the entire film, but when he first shows up, he's just like this random guy. He starts to turn out to a decent guy until, I'm not going to spoil anything just in case if you guys haven't seen this film. But yeah, stuff go on with this character and stuff like that, and I think it's really effective. And let's not forget Frank Oz, who plays as the one and only Master Yoda, who also plays Surprise in the Sesame Street and Muppets movies and stuff like that. Yoda was definitely one of the best parts of the films. He was funny, he was smart, he was wise, and he was basically trying to train Luke and show him what's best for him and stuff like that. Luke is also really interesting in this movie, probably a lot better than he was in the first film. He was amazing in the first film. In this film, his character is probably just, it's almost speechless, because in the first Star Wars film, he first starts off as this ordinary teenager or something like that, or this adult or this teenager who doesn't know about the Force and stuff like that. And he starts learning about the Force a little bit more and more and more. And he does the same thing in this film. He starts learning about the Force from Master Yoda in order to beat Darth Vader and the Empire. And it's one of my favorite parts, if not my favorite parts about the entire film. And Harrison Ford as Han in this movie is excellent. His character is very great. He's when you look at a character like this, he almost reminds you of, let's say, Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park or something like that. But this character is more of a wise joke-cracking guy and stuff like that. There are times where he's serious, and it's very fun to see him in certain action scenes and stuff like that. But I think his character was very interesting and very funny. And some jokes, they weren't just blurred out in your face jokes. Some of the jokes that he would say, they're jokes, but they don't go too over the top. They stay at a minimal level. And that's one of the reasons why I love this character. And there are a couple dark scenes in this movie And it involves with characters and stuff like that. And I'm not going to spoil what happens to certain characters, just in case if any of you haven't seen this movie or any of the Star Wars movies. I'm not going to spoil anything. But let's just say there are just some scenes that actually get you. And you feel how these characters and what these characters are feeling and stuff like that. It's almost like you're experiencing inside the film. And this has incredible filmmaking. The direction in this movie is outstanding. And R2-D2, who was played by Kenny Baker, which, by the way, rest in peace. Fantastic actor. You will be missed. R2-D2 is just flat out funny in this movie. I love this character. He has to be my favorite. Like I mentioned in my first movie review of Star Wars, this has to be my favorite Star Wars character in the entire trilogy. And it's a robot. And that's kind of sad, I guess. Princess Leia is just as strong as she was in this first film. But that doesn't mean that she's not an effective character. She has a lot more stuff to do in this film than she did in the first film. And it definitely improves her character a lot. And it makes me sad to say that Carrie Fisher, who played as Princess Leia, passed away hardly a year ago. And it's when I'm reviewing a classic movie. But other than that, Carrie Fisher is amazing as Princess Leia. And I don't think her character will ever be replaced by any other actress. The score by the one and only John Williams is also perfect in this movie. Who cannot forget this fantastic score? The dun 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 dun. When the ships are flying and stuff like that in formation, it's this type of filmmaking that no one else comes up with. It's just the way the film looks and the way the music's playing while the film is it's fantastic filmmaking. Fantastic. And Darth Vader in this film has proven himself to be one of the greatest villains in all of cinema history. He has definitely improved. Definitely. There's everything that I love about this film. This film does not feel rushed with the story. It actually takes its time. And when it takes its time, it makes the experience much, much more better. Because it doesn't only focus on action scenes. Like I said, the characters are extremely engaging and so iconic and so unforgettable that everything in this film never feels like a dull moment. You're always having fun when you're watching this film. One of the reasons why I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I just... What else is there to say? The Empire Strikes Back is definitely one of the greatest sequels to a successful movie that I have ever seen in my life. It's definitely one of the best movies in general, in my opinion. And it's definitely one of the best in the Star Wars saga and trilogy and stuff like that. And it's such a great movie. It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with this movie. I love almost everything about this movie. The cinematography looks great. The acting is great. The plot is solid. And everything about this movie that I absolutely adore and love. And that's why I respect Star Wars for what it is. Back then and today. But anyway, I don't think there's really anything else to say other than this is just a perfect sequel to an incredibly successful, iconic film. And one of the best ones out there. And I just love this movie so much. And it's so equally compared to the original Star Wars. And because it's so equally compared to the original Star Wars, and it's so successful on so many other levels, the iconic characters are back. The story is fantastic. The cinematography in this film looks immaculate. It is fantastic filmmaking, and for that, I'm going to give Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, an A+. This movie is really great. If you haven't seen this, definitely check this out. But first, watch the first Star Wars film if you haven't seen that, which, if you haven't, what are you doing with your life? Just what are you doing with your life? You are missing out. But anyway, definitely check this movie out. Definitely check the entire Star Wars trilogy out if you're not a fan of Star Wars. But anyway, I will be reviewing some more Star Wars films and stuff like that, along with some other great films too. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, I just want to say thank you guys so much for always tuning into my videos. You guys are the best. You guys are amazing. You guys rule. And just for that, I just want to show all of my appreciation to you. I want to show all my appreciation to you. And for that, I'm planning on making something. I'm going to be making a Speed film. It's actually a Sonic film. It's called Speed. And it should be coming out on YouTube in April 6th, which is on a Friday. And I already finished filming the film. I'm done with it. I just need to edit it. And then when I'm done editing it, I'm going to upload the trailer for the Speed film and stuff like that so you guys can watch it. It's basically a film about where Sonic and his friends go after Eggman to save the world and stuff like that. But it's just a movie called Speed. It's 2 hours long, and I hope you guys will like this one. And it's from my same company that basically like recorded the Luigi's Mansion movie. A lot of you guys seem to like that movie. They got like 300 views, right? 330 views. I think that has right now 330 views. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my movie review of Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. You guys are amazing. I love every single one of you. You guys just keep on watching every day, no matter what I upload. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I am MarioFan520, and I will see you next time. Peace out.